Four people are sitting around the table.
See, in this world, there's two kinds of people, my friend.
Suddenly, a bomb goes off.
Those with loaded guns.
Now take the same scene and tell the audience there is a bomb under that table.
No, you dig.
So the whole emotion of the audience is totally different.
You dig.
I picked the movie 1917. It's a historical, maybe true, maybe not true, war movie about World War One, and it takes place from the British point of view.
I had never seen this movie before. This movie
I
was
hadn't either. Neither of us have seen this one. So
first time watching it, and when the movie started, I was a little skeptical about the rest of the movie because it starts slow, very, very slow pace, but then it kind of gets a lot more interesting. And I really did like this movie. I liked it quite a bit. Very good movie.
do you think it's better than Fury?
Ooh, I don't know. It's hard to compare the two. They're both war movies, but they're very distinct. They have their own styles and they're very different, although they are the same. Fury is more action packed and there's more characters. 1917 is more, I don't know how to describe it. More still. There is some action, but it's more still. It's more narrative, if that makes any sense.
Okay.
And I like them both for different reasons. They're both very, very good.
I would say that I think that this is a good movie, but it is probably one of my least favorite war movies.
I do think for me it's down low compared to other movies, but it's still good. Like it's not a shitty movie at all.
I'm going to rate it a 7. That being said, it is one of my least favorite war movies, but it's still a good movie at a 7. I just would rank other war movies higher.
I think I would also give this a 7. It's a good rating, but it's not like one of the best.
What do you think of the whole one-shot gimmick?
So I didn't know this movie was supposed to be filmed in one take. Once I picked up on that, I thought it was pretty damn cool, honestly. Because when the movie started,
they do creative cuts. They're
Yes.
just very hard to notice.
yes. Because when the movie starts, like unless you like know that this whole movie is supposed to be one take, like the movie starts really slow, and that's why I thought like, oh, this movie is fucking slow as shit. What the fuck is this?
Mm-hmm.
But it's one take. It's quote one take, and it's really cool. I like it. I found it similar to like when you're playing a video game, how you're actively doing all these things in like one go. I found it super similar to a video game. It felt like I was watching like gameplay of somebody playing a video game. There's even shots where the main character is just like walking for like sometimes minutes.
An extended period of time.
Yeah. And it's just walking, and like that's how it would be in a video game. Like you have to walk from this point to the other point to continue the game. I found it a lot like a video game.
I thought it was cool. I think
agree.
If they didn't have it shoot like that, I might rate it a little lower. I don't know. I'd have to see. I enjoyed it being shot like that because it's unique. It's not something people do very often because it's difficult to do. So
I think the story alone isn't as strong, and having that gimmick of having the movie be one take helps, because like you're interested, like because you start to pick up that like the camera hasn't cut at all.
Yeah.
So I do think that gimmick of the one take
I think
helps
them
the story.
being British also hurts them, you know. Like if it was not British people I was watching, it might-
I love British people,
might
honestly.
also go up.
One of my favorite TV
I don't mind
shows
them.
is British. I love the way British people talk. I love it.
Are you an Austin Powers fan?
I do like Austin Powers.
I refuse to watch it.
Are you serious,
I haven't watched it, and I never will. I promise you.
buddy?
No, I'm not.
I'm
watch
changing that. We're gonna do a whole marathon. You can't say shit about it. I know my next pick. I already
It.
got
I
it.
will make it worse for you than Austin Powers.
Dude, Austin Powers is he's British intelligence, all right? It
I've watched.
It's so
I've
good.
Watched the trailers for all three of them. And
you don't
when
have
I
to watch the
them-
trailers. It's better if you don't watch the trailers.
But I watched the trailers and I'm like, this looks like it would make me want to shoot myself if I had to
It's
sit down and
similar
watch
to
this.
Borat. It's just dumb comedy, but it's good comedy. It's
Yeah.
okay. Have you seen James Bond? Any
Yes.
James Bond movie? Okay. It just all the movies are making fun of James Bond.
But I like James Bond.
Then you're gonna love Austin Powers. If you love James Bond, then you're gonna pick up on all the little jokes throughout Austin Powers.
I don't know.
You're fucked, because that's my next pick. We're starting with the first Austin Powers. We're working our way through all of them. I'm glad you told me that. I'm so glad.
Find the three worst movies I've ever seen.
Why would you do that? I'm giving you a gift, the joy of these wonderful movies, and you're gonna return that with hurting me with. Even Gilbert Grape, that's a good movie. I know you don't like it, but just because you
bad.
don't like it doesn't mean it's a bad movie. It's a great movie.
No, that's just not true. It's, dude, you really need to watch Tropic Thunder because they make fun of Gilbert Grape in that movie.
Okay, then we can watch that next time. It's on. You got it on Apple TV, right?
Yeah,
Okay, we'll watch
God,
it. I know
they
we
call
were gonna watch
Simple,
it.
Simple Jack is the parody. Simple Jack.
Simple Jack.
Yeah,
Okay, don't tell me anymore because I
just look up. Can you look up Simple Jack? We'll do this after. You gotta look up Simple Jack trailer.
there's a trailer.
It's a movie
I thought
about a
it's
movie.
not a part in the movie.
I mean, I'll find something.
Yeah, just don't tell me anymore. I'll watch it. All right. Did you put down a ton of notes for this movie?
No, I don't have a ton.
I also don't have a ton. I've got 28 notes.
When I was taking notes, I felt like I had more. But looking at them now, I do not have a ton.
I only got 28.
Also,
I
my
was
notes are slightly
really enjoying
wrong.
this movie. How are they wrong?
My first note is I say Blake is the main character. 'Cause
I mean,
thought he was the main. I thought he was the main character.
Me too. It's presented that way
Yep.
because so the movie starts with these two dudes, these two partners. They're in war together, and they're presented with a mission. It's Blake, and I think the other guy's name is Stowe. And these dudes' mission is that they need to go. So how the fuck would I explain this? So there's like a battlefield,
Yeah.
and there's the British side, which is where these main characters are, and there's the enemy side when they're in the trenches and there's this battlefield. They don't know, the British people don't know that the enemy has retreated. They're gone. So the battlefield is like, it's clear. And Blake's mission is to cross this battlefield to their other like group, their
To deliver
what is
a
it called? The other
message
company?
to a different company of British soldiers telling them not to attack because the Germans are trying to lure them into a trap.
Yes, and the other soldiers are called the Devons, and it's a group of almost 2,000 people, 2,000 soldiers. It's 1,600 soldiers, and so Blake and his partner, they have to go deliver the message to not attack because it's going to be a slaughter because it's a trap. And I swear I thought Blake was the main character because he's presented with sending this message, and also his brother is in that other group. So it's a personal mission too. It's not just a mission of you're in the military. This is your job right now. Like you have to go save your brother. He's gonna die.
Yep.
And then when something later on happens, they swept me. They pulled the carpet out from under me. Honestly, super. Did not expect that.
The way I wrote that down is he's tasked with a message to stop a 2nd Battalion from advancing on the retreating Germans. It is a trap. His brother is part of the 2nd Battalion. So Blake and his friend accept the mission. And they're like walking through the trenches, arguing about whether they should cross before, arguing whether they should wait till night to cross because they're not sure if the Germans have actually left or not, or if they should just trust what the general told them and cross now. So
And Blake?
his friends, Blake is like, no, we're crossing.
He's pretty
now.
eager. Yeah.
Yeah. So then they talk to different people inside of their battalion called the Yorks. And they tell the Yorks commander that, hey, we need to cross because blah, 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 general told us we can cross. And then they're allowed to cross, so they cross the lines. And the Yorks try and tell them, hey, you should wait till nighttime to cross, but they don't listen. So
I mean, there's not enough time
yeah, well,
because there's this
there
attack.
would be enough time if I'll just wait, but there is more than enough time.
Yes,
I
something
think.
else. Something else also happens, which is fucked. I wrote down the note. This kind of feels like a video game. Do you get that? Did it feel like a video game for you?
I don't think so.
Because like every little thing they do is like you get to see every little movement. Like when they like climb up through the trenches and they're like weaving through the barbed wire. It seems like a fucking video game. Like you gotta fucking wiggle through and get through. I don't know. I keep comparing this thing to a video game because that's what it felt like to me. I would totally watch this again. Honestly, it's so good.
So they end up crossing no man's land, which is probably like a 5-6 minute scene. And then they get it to the old German front line, and the Germans are actually gone. So they're trying to get past that. And to get past the old German front line, because the Germans kind of destroyed it when they left, they have to go through a bunker. And so they're walking through this bunker, like being careful in case Germans are still there. And then they find a room full of food. And they start going through food. And then while they're going through food, they're like, oh, hey, there's rats in here. And then they notice, besides the rats, there's also tripwires everywhere.
Yep, it's been
And-
booby trapped.
It's been booby trapped. The food room was booby trapped. And then, very unfortunately, a rat sets off the booby trap, and the whole room blows up.
They get fucking blown up, dude.
Honestly, I wasn't expecting that. I had my speakers kind of turned up, so it was like when that blast went off, I was blown away. I was blown out of my couch.
Yeah, I thought they were gonna be careful and like, oh shit, watch your step. Then the rat is just like, yeet, and they just get blown up. And Sko, the other guy, who's apparently not the main character, he gets fucking dirt in his eyes or fucking dust, and he's fucking blind. He can't see
Blind,
shit.
He's covered in rubble.
Oh yeah, he got buried.
He got buried. Somehow Blake is completely unharmed.
Yeah.
And when that happened, I was like, oh, there we go. That's just main character plot armor right there. A bomb went off about 3 feet from you, and you're perfectly fine. But
So they make their way out of this bunker, and I forget why, but before they left, one of the higher ups gave them a flare to shoot, and I forget why they did that. But
have
once
no
they make
clue
it through
why
the
they
bunker, they shot the
Wh-
flare because it never really comes up again.
I thought they were supposed to shoot it.
To like let them know that it's clear, right?
I think, because they gave 2 examples. They're like, oh, hey, if you get trapped, you should shoot it.
But they made it out.
But they made it out. But he also said maybe I just missed it. And he said, because he said he hated that he didn't want the Germans to have it, right? So I think maybe it's like, oh, if you get past and like you don't get trapped, maybe send it off anyways. That way they can't use the flare. I don't know. But yeah, they did show off the flare. And I would have to rewatch the beginning of the movie to kind of understand why.
Because then I thought like maybe the others were gonna come. It was like to let them know that everything's okay. Like you guys can come now, but nobody ever shows up.
No.
What else? They do the flare, and then they just keep walking through, and let me know if I'm skipping over anything, but I don't think I am. They keep walking, and then they get to like a little house farm area,
Yeah, that's
like
my next note as well.
tiniest village. I don't even know if you'd call it a village. It's like
It's just
2
a
buildings.
farmhouse. Yeah, it's a farmhouse.
And they look through these buildings, and honestly not much happens. They find a bucket of milk. He takes some of the milk, and
Not Blake, the SCO dude.
yeah,
He
SCO.
takes the milk.
And there's these planes flying through the air like a little bit, like around here and there.
They're dogfighting.
Yeah. Then there's 2 airplanes, and they shoot down one, which turns out to be a German airplane. And the airplane crashes through like the barn or the little whatever structure, and this German dude is on fire.
Inside
and-
of the plane.
And SCO and Blake are nice enough to pull this dude out. Honestly, they should have fucking left him. He's the enemy. Why would you even do that to the enemy? Why would you pull him out of a burning plane? I don't fucking get it. But he's on fire. They pull him out. And SCO was thinking we should just shoot him because he's hurting. Blake said, no, go get him some water.
So SCO goes to get him some water, and then Blake gets stabbed by the German.
And
then
they
Blake
fucking
dies.
shoot him anyway. They shoot the
Yeah,
German
they
anyway.
They shoot the German anyways. Well, SCO does.
Yeah.
Blake is dying, and
Dude.
does die.
His death was weird. It wasn't sad to me, but it was just so slow, and it wasn't like painful, but it was just like uncomfortable to watch. And did you notice how quickly the color left his body? His face got so pale so fucking quickly. I mean,
Losing
he
a lot of blood. I guess
he did just get stabbed in the stomach, but his face got so, it was almost gray, and he fucking died. It was so slow.
Yeah.
That probably
so
hurt a lot.
Blake is actually not the main character.
Yeah.
Oh, and while he's dying, he asks SCO to write his mother. And then SCO, after he dies, like takes off his rings and stuff and saves them so that he can deliver them to his brother.
Yeah. Then this other group shows up,
Yep. A third group of it's like another like smaller group, maybe a couple hundred people of British
More
soldiers.
British soldiers. Yeah.
And they say, "Hey, we'll give you a ride closer to where you want to go because we're heading that way anyways."
So Sko gets into the back of their truck, and they're giving him a ride. They get stuck in the mud for a little bit, but then they get through it,
Yep.
and they show up to a bridge which was destroyed, and they tell him like, we cannot cross. The fucking bridge is gone. So they offer to like drive him around, but he says that there's no time for it. So he gets off. He was just going to continue on foot. So he's crossing this blown up bridge, and he starts to get shot at by a sniper or
Some Germans in the city that he's trying to go to.
so they shoot back and forth, and Sko gets him, shoots him,
Yep.
and he's like up in a building. So Sko like starts to walk into the building and like goes upstairs to go probably fucking kill him, like to see if he's dead. And as he like opens his door, he gets shot, thrown down some stairs, and like knocked out cold.
Yep. Yep. And I wrote, he's running out of time because he gets knocked out. Then he
And
wakes up. Yeah. He wakes up and he runs outside. And there's Germans everywhere. And they're like shooting flares into the air so they can see him run during the nighttime because it's nighttime at this point.
Yeah, and hours have gone by because when he walked in there, it was maybe like late midday-ish. And also when he falls, this was the first apparent cut in the movie.
Yeah.
The screen cuts to black.
It's the only time skip in the whole movie.
And yeah, hours have gone by. It's now night. It's very, very night.
Then he keeps running further and further into the city until he runs into like an older building that seems to be abandoned, and he finds some lady with a baby that's just living there.
Yeah.
And then the lady kind of patches him up real quick since he's kind of hurt.
And he gives her some of the food that he has, and
Yep.
the lady says, like the baby has to drink milk. And luckily, Sko actually filled
Has
up
milk.
his little canteen with a little bit of milk. So he gives the lady food, milk, and then he leaves. This scene, I don't know, it was a little weird. I thought this might have gone somewhere, but no, it didn't really go anywhere. He just seen a lady with a baby.
Yep.
Then he goes back out to continue running because he still has his mission of delivering this message.
Yep.
And he runs into two German soldiers, like a younger soldier, maybe about his age, and another older German soldier who's completely drunk. He's like puking.
Mm-hmm.
I think he killed the younger guy.
dude. Yeah,
And
he
the
just
other-
choked him out.
Yeah, the other older guy just discovered him, and Sko just starts fucking running. And honestly, Sko is so lucky. He's been shot at so many times because so many Germans know that he's there, and they all keep missing. He doesn't get hit once, but he gets shot at many, many times. He's so lucky.
He finally escapes the city by jumping into a river, and then he gets carried along the river, and it brings him really close to like the tiny forest that he's supposed to get to.
The lady with the baby, he was asking her about how to get to the city. I forget what the fuck it's called, but she said, yeah, you have to it's like past the river. And I think that's why he ran and jumped into the river. So
So he wanders through like the woods for a little while until he hears some people singing, and then he finds the people singing, and it's just a group of British soldiers. So he's like jamming out to this song, And then when the song is over, he's like, "Who are you guys?" And they're like, "We're Devon Company." And he's like, "Oh, I've been looking for you guys."
Yeah. And once he finds them, they like start to get called into battle, and Sko starts to freak out because they're about to do what he was sent to go stop them for.
Yep.
And he's like freaking out, trying to find like the main general dude to tell him to like stop the attack. And he's like so fucking close to missing it, because like they're like lining up in the trenches ready to fucking run out and fight. And I think once he finds the general, I think people are already running out. They're already getting shot at. Like the attack has started. So he's kind of late. But he tells, what the fuck was his name? Mackenzie, something Mackenzie. The General Mackenzie, he tells him, "You got to stop. I have orders." Like he brings a
Colonel
paper, you got to read it.
Mackenzie.
And then he listens. I mean, he's hesitant at first, but then he later listens and stops the attack, and he tells them to take the wounded to the medical place. And well, I guess mission successful, because he stopped the attack, even though a few people just got hurt.
Yeah, but he saved the majority.
Yeah. And Sko goes to ask about Blake's brother. And so he's going through the wounded people, like asking about like, where's this Blake's brother. And he finds Blake's brother, and he's fine. He's not hurt. He tells him his brother's dead, and he gets very sad. I mean, understandably gets fucking sad that his brother's dead. Then he gives him his rings, the things he had on him, and then that's kind of it.
Yep. That's the end of the movie. I think the reason why I don't have a ton of notes, I was thinking about it, is because like a lot of the movies just kind of like filled with like walking scenes, and like maybe they're just walking and talking about unimportant stuff just because of the way the movie's shot. And I feel like with that, like less notable things happen in the movie, so there's less to write down. So I was thinking maybe that's why this episode's a little bit shorter, or there's just less notes. But overall, good movie. I recommend watching it once.
You wouldn't watch it
Twice.
again? I would like to watch it again.
I'd consider it. I'd rather watch other movies.
I found it kind of relaxing to watch
Just
it,
a relaxing movie, I think.
because I don't know. It's
Not
just like
getting shot at. It switches, like 70% of the movie. It is relaxing.
because he's just like walking, and the camera's like, it just slowly follows him. I don't know. It's a very relaxing movie.
Not
Even though it's
as
a war
relaxing as Perfect Days, but
I think Perfect Days had a little more chaos.
you
Considering.
think so?
Well, there was much more going on in Perfect Days. I mean, they go here, they go there. There's this happening, and there's the
I think
tic-tac-toe.
Perfect Days is a very peaceful movie.
I think 1917 is more peaceful than Perfect Days.
Okay,
1917 definitely has an actual fucking story, though.
that's true.
Perfect Days, there's like, what the fuck is happening?
I have a treat for you.
Uh-oh.
I don't know. You can stream parts of movies, right, and not get absolutely deleted.
On YouTube, I think if it's a short clip, then yes. You want to show me something?
Yeah, I want to show you the Simple Jack trailer.
Oh, no. Oh, make it full screen. It's up now.
Okay. That's as big as it's gone.
That's fine.
Okay, that's as good
Some
as you
said
get.
he was different.
Different. 'Cause I
Oh, no.
chose fire.
I done told you you spent time playing with this stupid boy, can't read. I ain't got a good brain.
I think you've got a fine brain, Jack.
You make me happy.
This is fucked up.
Mama. Now you can have ice cream in heaven.
I like when we touch hands. Wake up, Pop.
Wake up, Pop Pop.
This looks like a parody of Mice and Men and Forrest Gump.
All it reminds me of is Gilbert Grape.
I don't think it's ripping off Gilbert Grape at all.
But the mom dies.
So the mom dies in Forrest Gump.
That's true.
It sounds like he talks like Forrest Gump, but the story, like the setting, looks like of Mice and Men
I don't think no.
with Lenny, and he fucking kills mice and shit. Is that a full
Papa.
movie
No, it's just a trailer
in Tropic Thunder?
in Tropic Thunder.
Oh, okay.
There's a lot of.
I was about to say I don't know if I could watch a full movie of that.
No, that's just the trailer. It does play a more pivotal, role in the story later on.
Because
but
isn't
I
that
won't
Ben
ruin it for
Stiller?
you. Yeah,
And Ben Stiller's in Tropic Thunder.
yeah, but Ben Stiller's an actor in Tropic
Okay.
Thunder, so
I did
that's
not
one of the
know that.
movies.
I didn't know that.
Fake Ben Stiller did.
Mm.
Yeah.
So I really like 1917. I did like it a lot. But yeah, I'm giving it 7, maybe 7.5. 7.5 out of 10.
I give it a 7. It's not as good as Fury. It's not as good as Saving Private Ryan. It's not as good as Hacksaw Ridge.
I think out of all those movies, this is on the lower end of it still being good. I think it's in the list of good movies, but it's on like the bottom.
You
of
know
the
what
list.
is better than? It's better than Apocalypse Now. It's
I've
better
never
than
seen
that.
Apocalypse Now.
It's almost a torturous 3 hours.
Well, that's it for this episode. I just want to show these comments. Kato said hi. Valentino said,
Hope.
"Oh,
I think he's talking to you.
oh, how is this?" And Kira said hi too.
Hello.
3 viewers, not bad. All right, well, that's it for this episode. I'm gonna just call it now. The pick I've got for the next episode is the first Austin Powers. That is my pick. I don't even know if we can watch it, if it's on streaming services, whatever, but that's my pick. That's my
Okay.
pick. All right, well, that's it for this episode. Thanks for watching, and I guess we'll see you guys in the next one.
Say hello to my little friend.